No one knows who first built them, nor what drives them forward, and no one has been brave enough to try to find out. Until now. Hello and welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. Anyone who has watched my channel for any length of time will know I am a huge fan of the Epic Encounters range of role-playing kits. So I am very excited that Steamforged Games have sent me review copies of the two newest sets, the first of which I will be unboxing and reviewing today. This is Sanctuary of the Steelborn. 20 miniatures, 7 unique sculpts, a double-sided map and a 36-page adventure book. Everything you need to run encounters with the mechanical menaces known as the Steelborn. For me, Epic Encounters is a brilliant concept. These sets are usually released in paired boxes. The first contains a new type of foe, in this case the Steelborn, and includes enough miniatures, maps and rules so you can run the included adventures as one-shots or incorporate them into your current role-playing campaign. The second box includes a thematically relevant boss. Each set is designed to work independently, but can also be combined to create longer, more elaborate adventures that culminate in a confrontation with that boss. The included rules are compatible with the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons, but of course you can use these materials in any role-playing game you please. Also, I know a lot of HeroQuest players really enjoy using these sets for making homebrew dungeons or for adding variety to specific enemy types such as orcs and goblins. They're just incredibly versatile kits and thoughtfully constructed, and Sanctuary of the Steelborn also has some of that steampunk vibe that could see the miniatures incorporated into a wider range of settings, or used as the basis for custom conversions for tabletop skirmish games. Sanctuary of the Steelborn has the presentation we have come to expect from this product line. The monochrome box image with hot pink accents and logo is incredibly bold, and I am a huge fan of it. However, I do prefer the look of the older sets which had illustrations on the boxes instead of images of the miniatures. But I do appreciate the value in showing the full contents on the cover, so I can understand that shift in the art direction. Inside the box, you have your double-sided map, an advertising flyer, your adventure booklet, and then a plastic tray holding the 20 miniatures. These trays don't grip the miniatures, but they have a plastic lid to hold everything securely. As such, you can safely house the painted miniatures in the original insert, keeping everything you need for the adventure in one place. And the miniatures are lovely. The last Epic Encounters set recycled miniatures from the Bard Sung board game, so they didn't have scenic bases. But our new Steelborn do have a little bit of texture on the bases, so they will look good straight out of the box and will be quicker to paint up ready for the tabletop. These are the blasters. You get 3 of them and they are on 25mm bases. I love how they are hovering with their long capes pooling on the ground beneath their feet. And there's a good amount of detail to whip a brush around. They have an intimidating pose and a real sense of the incomprehensible and alien. The first time your heroes meet these guys, I can see them wondering what on earth they are about to deal with. Next we have the light blades. There are 4 in total, again on 25mm bases. I love the shields on these and the posing is good. Not so sure about the swords. They have a bit of a JRPG styling which seems a bit too comical. But these automatons are nothing to laugh at. All of the Steelborn, being constructs, are immune to psychic and poison attacks, plus conditions such as fear, paralysis and exhaustion. And they have an iron will that can never be turned from its purpose. The third enemies are my favourites, the Predators. You get 2 of these best boys mounted on 50mm bases. I think the detailing on these is great. You can see the rivets and bolts, pieces of wood, and plates that look like they have been salvaged from suits of armour. Then you have the Guardians. These are incredible, carrying huge swords and shields as they stride menacingly into combat. Despite being a good size, they still stand on 25mm bases. I think my one issue with them is there is a lot of exposed area on the reverse of the shields, but no detailing at all, and it seems a little bit unfinished. It's a small complaint though, because these do look so cool marching to war. The set also includes 4 blitzers. They are on 25mm bases, and even if they weren't called blitzers, I could see some people modding them for a Blood Bowl team. They are specialists in closing the distance with squishy heroes and bringing the smackdown. The posing in detail is really strong, but I do feel they look more like they are about to play some American football than anything else. Then there are 2 assassins, also on 25mm bases. These are really cool, interesting enemies. I like the stance and the double saber. There's a nice sense of movement through the miniature as the assassin prepares to spring into action, and the through line of the saber is very strong, moving opposite to the line of the body to create an X. The final miniature is the leader, a Cogseer, also on a 25mm base. I really like this one, with the fun helmet and the cog themed accents. He doesn't have a tactical rock, but he does have a tactical step, which gives him a little more height and movement. All told, this is a really nice set of miniatures. Some people may not appreciate the slightly more steampunky sci-fi aesthetic for a fantasy setting, but I think they have an eerie, unnatural quality that could put your heroes on the back foot as they tackle something so alien and unknown. Besides the miniatures, the box also contains a double-sided battle map, which is approximately 60cm by 42cm. One side features a patch of wilderness and the exterior of the mysterious carriage, a gigantic workshop that the Steelborn use to travel between regions. The reverse shows the interior of the carriage at a zoomed-in scale, and in particular the workshop where the Steelborn are repaired after combat. It has a really lovely ethereal green lighting. I have to say, these maps don't immediately strike me as being as versatile as many others we have seen in this range. They have a unique style that works for the Steelborn and perhaps little else. But they are well illustrated with lots of interesting features to explore. And yes, they are paper maps and they do have some ugly creases out of the box, but you can smooth them out, and if you pop a sheet of Perspex over the top, not only will they lay flat, you can also add notes to the playing surface with a dry erase pen. And as a DM, you can never have too many battle maps. The last component in the box is the adventure book itself. These books all follow the same format and they are always good value as they are packed with content and ideas to help DMs put together memorable missions. I am going to flick through this very quickly, so there are spoilers ahead. If you aren't a DM, look in the video description for the timestamps and skip ahead to my final thoughts. The book starts with an introduction explaining how to prepare for your adventure, and this is followed by some simple rules for scaling the adventure for different party levels from 1 through 10. Next, there is some background on the Steelborn, and something I really like here is that because the true nature of these constructs is a mystery, the booklet includes a selection of rumours that could explain what the Steelborn are and want. Are they looking for a way to prolong their existence? Do they want to remake the world in their own image? Or do they hate what they are and constantly quest for their creator so they can destroy them? You can use the rumours you like and disregard the rest, or use them as a springboard for your own ideas. The next page includes 6 suggestions for plot hooks to hang your adventure on. These represent different ways to explain how the heroes ended up in a conflict with the Steelborn, and again, you can use the ones you like, or take inspiration from them to create the engine that powers your own adventure. The following section details the first encounter when the heroes track the Steelborn's carriage and attack it to find a way inside. Important locations on the battle map are listed, and the booklet includes detailed notes on how to incorporate those elements into your encounter. The trees and hillocks are important strategic positions, but obviously the main focus is the carriage itself. Incidentally, the door has an armor class of 30 and 300 hit points, so the heroes may need to find some other way to gain access. If the heroes do find a way inside, they will face the deadly Cogseer in his workshop. Again, there are detailed notes for how to set up and run the encounter, and there are numerous points of interest, like the workbench, which houses a randomly generated secret, and obelisks that the Cogseer draws energy from to cast his spells. Of particular note among the pipes disgorging anything from acid to water, magical obelisks, and fonts containing a restorative liquid is the giant orb in the centre of the workshop. This is the collective mind of the Steelborn, which invigorates nearby allies, but can also bewilder foes by drawing on their own memories and weaponizing them. The adventure as written ends when the heroes defeat the Cogseer and all his minions, but I am sure a good DM could come up with some other way to win the day through interactions with the orb, perhaps even using it to force the heroes to face past failures or traumas. Nevertheless, after the adventures there are the stat blocks. These are D&D compatible but could be adapted for other systems. In general, the Steelborn are rather straightforward enemies. Big, tough, and immune to many attack types and conditions. A fun challenge for the heroes to overcome. But that is it for the adventure book, and indeed that is it for this box set. Overall, what do I think? As I already mentioned, I am a fan of these sets in general. A box that I can pull off the shelf that contains everything I need to plug a unique encounter into a role-playing game is fantastic, and I am always happy to have access to a wide selection of miniatures for games such as Rangers of Shadowdeep. Sanctuary of the Steelborn does what it sets out to do well. It's a complete experience with some excellent miniatures, and even if you don't run the encounters as they are presented, there are enough tips and ideas in the adventure book to inspire you to create something else. However, I would say that, for me, this set probably lacks the versatility and reusability of other sets from the Epic Encounters range. I can think of dozens of reasons to grab a box of goblins, kobolds, bandits or gnolls, but constructs like the Steelborn feel a bit more specific. They are something I am really only going to reach for if my campaign is specifically geared, pun intended, around that type of encounter. If you think this might be a good set for your needs, you can pre-order it right now from the Steamforged Games website using my link in the video description below. Make sure you let me know your thoughts on Sanctuary of the Steelborn in the comments, and do come back again when we will be visiting the realm of the Titan. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really like this video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so, and hopefully I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone, bye bye.